Hello people, my name is Rage and welcome one and all to Catlateral Damage. Let's find out if it is indeed worth your time. The short answer, let's just say I'm playing this game so you don't have to, and the long answer, the rest of this video. Now, you may be thinking, is this not a bit of a silly game to have on worth your time? And maybe I can honestly see where you're going with that, but at the same time, I think there's something maybe a little bit wrong with saying a game cannot be fairly evaluated critically on its own merits just because it's inherently kind of silly. So you know what, I was feeling in a little bit of a fun mood, I was wanting to do a worth your time, and I saw this and I just couldn't resist, so let's have a little look into it. Well, this is effectively a very disgruntled, annoying cat simulator, where you basically have to spend all of your time going, fuck this object, and it's surprisingly accurate, so I'm going to be Lynn. Lynn sounds about right. And you do have an objective-based mode. What in my bonus stale those humans will pay. So here we are then, guys, in game proper. I apologize for the slight jump cut. The game seems to have a tendency, at least for me, to just randomly decide, nah, you don't actually get to load into a game. You're in fact going to crash. So whether that's a problem on my end or with the game, I'm not sure, but, you know, be aware of it. So Collateral Damage then. You obviously play as a cat, and you have to run around the place, jump around the place, get your mad cat parkour skills on, and basically fuck everything. That is just literally like, fuck this random like DVD over here, fuck this book. We also got, you know, we've got this sock up here, fuck this sock. I mean, fuck this sock over here as well while we're at it. It's just literally a straight up pure, this is a cat, I believe, fuck this plant as well. It's no other way of saying it. Hey Dylan, how are you? Down you go. So basically you can find various photos of cats around the place, and knocking them down means that you unlock them and can then play with them. So, you know, you've got that nice little unlock path that you can go through. So you do have a little bit of exploration rewarding around the houses, but it's not really an in-depth feature, is it? You're going to be going around destroying everything anyway, so it is just nice to have cat skins, I guess, as a reward for doing so. Every now and then, as you can see, a power-up appears and you can grab it, and then you have the power of SWAT speed, which is really nice because you can really power through some objects, but inherently then, you've already seen the entirety of the gameplay, which is both a blessing and a curse with this game. I will admit that there is a part of me that plays this and goes, ha ha ha, yes, I'm a cat, I'm knocking everything over, they do that, that's quite amusing, it's true, this is a little bit of fun, I'm kind of okay with this. Good job we're not burning cats here, that was, can I turn it on? Oh, you should totally be able to turn it on, though then you would burn to death, so that's maybe a little bit too hardcore for what they were going for. But there is definitely an air of, this is amusing, this is fun, I get where they're going with this, alright, and you know what? That's kind of okay. Not every game needs to be a sprawling epic adventure of complex mechanics. It is totally fine for someone to say, you know what? I'm gonna make a game where you play as a cat and knock things on the floor, because cats tend to knock things on the floor, and I can totally get behind that as an ethos, I really can. So that's why, again, I think it's definitely worth looking at stuff like this seriously every now and then, as seriously as we can at the very least, because we are just a cat throwing things on the floor. So I will fully admit that there is a certain amount of amusement going on here, though one thing that I'm a little bit concerned about is the longevity of the game. Not that I'm worried that people aren't going to sit here playing this for hours, because let's be honest, they're not. I'm worried because the game kind of expects that you are. Let's unlock ourselves another cat, the Bossa Nova! And we've got Dover, who is in fact a dog, so that's quite interesting. And the thing is, there's a lot of achievements and goals and objectives in the game that would require a fairly lengthy amount of gameplay time to actually achieve to unlock various things, such as more cat skins. And I just don't see someone spending hours and hours on this game being like, come on, just a few more objects on the floor and I unlock my awesome orange with a black striped cat skin. I just don't see that happening, so I feel like there's a slight disconnect between the long-term goals and the actual immediate gameplay going on here. But that's not inherently a big deal, really. I don't think it's just there if you want it, if you are really into being this cat. So I guess it's not like it's a negative that it's there, it just doesn't necessarily gel well with the expected play times of a game like this. But you know what, it's a cheap game and it's a little bit of fun, so I'm totally not really against it, and it does of course have, as I said, the amusement of, yes, cats do this, so why not make a game about it? It also suffers from the viewers problem, I like to call it, whereby it's just as fun, at least, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna say it is. It's just as fun to watch someone play this game as it is to play it. So, you guys are probably getting as much out of watching me do this as I'm getting out of actually doing this, which is both a blessing and a curse. So we've got some increased jumping potential, which is nice. We're getting our skills on that you can unlock throughout a level. No, I've only got 10 seconds left. I'm gonna run out of time and fail my catty ancestors at being a good knocky over of things cat. However, will I live this down? No! I am a failure. A failure. So here we are then, back on the menu after that. I mean, that was a spectacular fail by me. I really did mess up. My whiskers were tied in a bunch and I just couldn't get myself to victory. It was less than perfect, is all I'm saying. So, we have the little box mode, which is free, open sandbox. Just do what you want to do around wherever house you happen to get, and just have some fun. You got the objective mode, where you work through the actual levels, with the time getting lower, and the objects getting harder, and I suppose in that sense there is a level of progress. And you got your collection, where you got all your statistics, and your achievements, and the like, and it's all pretty nice. You find your photos, you get to look at nice funny cat pictures. I mean, this is the internet. We all have to love unlocking cat pictures, and then of course we have the various cats you can unlock as you go along. I really want there to be just a secret like Super Saiyan cat that actually flies through the air and can blast energy everywhere. That would be definitely something I would work towards. Let's hop into another game here and talk a little bit more about what's going on with this game. Alrighty then, back into our next level. We are now playing as Will, the much more colourful cat going on here, so I think this is good. That robot can certainly get wrecked by my claws of fury. Kung Fu cats need to be more of a thing. Let's have a go at our scratching post here and see what upgrade we can get out of it. And speed. I do like myself a bit of speed. So the actual gameplay, how it feels then, the controls are very floaty, and it's very hard to precisely jump where you want to go, which I actually think is kind of a bad thing, because for a game where you're being a cat who are quite agile and generally adept at moving around the place with, you know, feline grace, it's kind of not expected that you're going to have a hard time actually moving around with feline grace. There's a lot of slidiness and a lot of just, it's not very precise where you want to go with your jumps, and that can be kind of frustrating. And because obviously you're first person parkour tends to be difficult to pull off because you don't get a very good idea of where you actually are in the space of the world. So the controls kind of a little bit frustrating. Not to the point where it's not playable or anger-inducing, but just you could be expecting a better experience if you're supposedly playing as a very agile cat. Moon gravity is always fun. I mean, when trying to make a game more fun, put in an anti-gravity mode, and I think really, you're gonna have a good time. Die all of these! We're working on our bonus objectives here, which is pretty good. We need to get rid of 12 of the buck holder uppers, as well as some DVD cases, it looks like, so that's going really well. Boom, bada boom, bada boom, get off! Get off! This is my shelf, my town, I'm Cat King over here! But yeah, there really, honestly, not much else to say about this game. It's small in scope, which is not bad at all, and it's cheap, it's a bit of fun. You play as a cat and just wreck everything. It's got its place, it's amusing, and you know what? I kind of like it. I like myself some silly games like this. I really, really do. There are definitely a few inherent problems with it that I'm obviously been talking to you about, but by the by, it's just a good bit of little harmless fun. Hey, SWAT increased. You can also hunt down mice as well later on, which is, a nice amusing distraction, because of course they are mobile targets, which mean you have to do a whole extra few seconds of planning before getting them, and yes, that is how you do level completed straight away like a boss. I am the Master Cat, the master of all cats, and we got Pandora, lovely. Pandora's cat, what secrets will it hold? Let's grab him as well, Sheldon, lovely, lovely. Got ourselves a new upgrade as well. I don't want to get in my box, I'm having way too much fun. And to be fair, there is actually a point you get to where you're like, no, I don't want the level to end, I'm enjoying swatting everything to death. So it does have that going for it. But really, guys, that's all there is to say. Collateral damage, cheap game, a bit of fun, take it or leave it. You've seen it for what it is. I kinda like it, I do, I'll admit. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you've got this and played it and what you actually do think of it, having experienced it for yourself. But for now, my name has been Cat Rage. I will see you all next cat time. Remember to like if you've enjoyed this, and subscribe for more. A goodbye.